father. The hallowed village of Sacred Stone is hardly open. Present your immaculate amulet if you are a friend to our... Welcome, compatriot, fellow, friend.
Source Hunters! This is it! Sacred... This must be where the Dark One has taken Jarrett. We must be stealthy.
The goddess asks too much. At times, it will seem that the sacrifices she demands are unfair, inhumane. Welcome, curious soul. We are disciples of the goddess and soldiers of the greater good. The enlightened may be permitted to draw the energy, the link between we mortals and the almighty goddess. She dwells in the tenebrium mines now. Yes, bringer of rot, the goddess's bane. Most feared illness, but most blessed gift. Our most precious relic. Before the conduit came, Star Stone was little more than a pretty gemstone you...
Lucky find!
No.
Greetings, moneybags.
Imbecile! Was your father a drunken hog? That's not...
Sorry, boss. Sorry.
Talk to me, apprentice, if you wish to browse the wares. That nincompoop needs the practice. Do you hear that?
Greetings. That's right. How do you think I'm doing? Yes, but not nearly so irritable as some of mine. And here I thought you were one of us. Well, stick around long enough and we'll be put to good use. This here's an immaculate village, see? Plenty to you small, squishy human types. Not the easiest audience, that's for sure. But when it comes to handling the goddess's gift, one's gotta have the highest standards. After all, he's only hit me 3 or 4 times. I think he likes me.
Well, Vims would get a few blows in, but I think the shambling oak could shake him off soon enough.
A few blows?
Hearing him, killing him, sticking him, bleeding him, smashing him, bashing him, chopping. Iberheim, of course. That's a question for a more learned mind than mine. A little of this, a little of that. A few painted a rosy enough picture for you, have I? Dying to pull up your ski socks and dive right in? Well, I can...
This dimension is open.
My, can it be? Belle, daughter, can it be you?
Jarrett! I knew I would find you here. Come, we must go quickly. The situation in Home Forest is dire, Jarrett, and the...
Oh, Bear Daughter, I should have. Well, you see, I can't just run off. I'm home. Hello to you, too. I almost hadn't noticed you there. And
The Source Hunter has helped me come far, Jarrett. I have seen so many things. But there is time enough to discuss all once we return home. We must...
as I said, Bear Daughter, I am not leaving. Home Forest is gone. You know that, don't you? You needn't entertain these foolish thoughts of returning there, least of all with me. I am among my kind now, the Immaculates. Well, to be fair, it was hardly intentional. I was experimenting with Tenebrium, trying to distill its powers into a potion when I produced an aerosol that spread like an infection. I myself had already taken the proper prophylactic measures, but it's no surprise that the creatures of the forest, and you, dear Bear Daughter, how curious that you were unaffected. Yes, curious indeed.
Jarrett, no. No. I don't understand. That cannot be. Jarrett, please tell me this is not true.
Dear girl, these Source Hunters understand little of what they speak. But you grew to serve me well, and in turn I furthered the Immaculate cause in both our names. Together, Bear Daughter, together again, we will serve the cause of the goddess and her righteous plans.
Jarrett has been more than a mentor to me, Source Hunter. He has shown me the poetry of life itself. Yet from you I have understood something new. Our world, the world of humanity, is more complex, more subtle than I ever could have dreamed while living on the edge of survival in Home Forest.
Come, dear girl, you don't mean...
No, Jarrett, I cannot follow you down this path. Not after what you've done, not after what you've become.
You selfish girl. I ought to have left you stupid and wild as I found you.
I am of use to myself. And I myself will hunt down every last one of these immaculate savages, starting with you. I thank you, even as I say goodbye.
Burning death, woman! Shock to the core!
the sculptor.
Shock to the core! Where there's smoke, there's fire! The time of your death is at hand!
I am on the trail, Source Hunter. Jared, he lost his way. Or perhaps he never found it. He was dear to me, Source Hunter. But fondness cannot taint what is right. I will remember Jared as I loved him best, by the fire, singing the songs of our people. We were together then, in a way these recent...
A few blows, they get
Any
those
plans
bits
for
of
after this
lazy
gig is
and
over?
take it down in a matter of minutes.
I've always wanted to start my own business, actually.
Is that right? What sort of
What do I
business?
care about such nonsense?
By the seven, who
Artisanal
was
hand
that?
soaps.
He killed
You
that
haven't
man without
lived
so
until you
much as
tried my
blinking.
windswept eyes.
And she'd probably do worse to us if we crossed her.
Bit of a song I know.
Careful now, squishy. Oh, come on. Take a single look at this molten fit. Though I'm not sure she needs much more than her own two hands to take down anyone who so much as sneezes. If she isn't the most powerful geomancer in your realm, I'll eat a water nymph. The conduit, capital C. I think Attenborough once blew the head off a visitor who dared to say that word without her express permission. Well, I'll tell you this much. Your kind certainly don't take to it, that's for certain. Attenborough said there's a chap in Silverglen. Knowing her, she'll have that Brandon's head on a pike for messing with her precious poisonous rocks. Ah, those little curiosities Lady Attenborough's always jones. We elementals don't judge much one way or another. I hope you're not getting any ideas about disturbing Lady Attenborough.
Whoa there, Hartford. Well, isn't it obvious? An eternal and steadfast Lady Attenborough summoned me. Strong as an ox, nutty as a squirrel. And all the conduit, capital C? Well, I'll tell you this much. If I came upon a cult as intent on sacrificing elementals, your kind certainly don't take to it. That's Attenborough said there's a bloke in Silverglen. Knowing her, she'll have that brand and say, ah, those little curiosities. We elementals don't judge much one way. I hope you're not getting any ideas about disturbing Lady.
Halt! Before you'll be permitted into my workshop, you'll have to prove yourself more capable than that court. Tell me, if you too destroyed one of my precious stones, what could you possibly say to save your life? Yes! You would have done well to remember your place. The...
The seven grant abundance. I've already mastered this material.
Make it quick now. Just because I am gracious enough to tolerate your presence here. Ha! What a question! Yes, the conduit speaks to me. The goddess is chosen. Those worthy of the purifying blood. It was she who saved the first miners from the rot. She, the original immaculate. A volatile material, yes. But though this holy substance make us ill, well, that fool couldn't be trusted with a rubber ball. Do I look like to you a woman interested in haggling over pennies?
I'm just making a bit of pleasant conversation. Don't you find it interminably dull?
Don't you find it interminably dull around here?
Reminds me of a song I know.
Worse. My brother's a god, a king.
The ends are out a running.
The goddess's way, young initiates, is not always easy. At times it may seem the goddess asks too much. At times it will seem that the sacrifices she demands are unfair, inhumane even. But we of the Immaculate Faith must believe in her wisdom.
You there, human! Look, I promised not to bust your skull if Luthor I'm called. But I doubt anyone but me remembers that now. Oh, I've been here since I was but a wee lad.
You both are. Marvellous. The weaver's been hard at work with the thread Starstone has borne her. And rejoice, my friends, rejoice!
After the war was won, the Void Dragon remained a great threat to all existence. And so, upon the anvil of creation, the God Box was crafted. The Void was locked within, but still the question remained: who would guard the box? The two generals offered themselves. They would give up life and glory to stand sentinel. Transformed into immortal beings, they would be the Void's eternal guardians. They placed the box and the guardians in the First Garden, home of Astarte and of the world's most beautiful power, Source. For time immemorial, the Guardians stood by the God Box, no longer human in body or in mind, but duty personified.
So that is who we were. Demigod guardians of the God Box.
That is not who we were. That is who they were. The ones that hijacked our souls.
I reckon you're right. Besides, even gods can die. And from what we've seen here in this realm, little...
I salute you, my master. Other elementals lie in wait until with a word you command them to action. And that is your final choice?
Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed.
Thy will be done.
Oh, it's so cold in here, it hurts.
I think my very words may freeze and fall to the ground.
Still, despite their utter failure. Foolish creature. Chain your fate to theirs, and you are chaining it to certain downfall.
That remains to be seen. I do believe they will remember. I do believe I will serve them again despite your tricks.
Always am I the trickster. Always am I the malefactor. Yet all I do is speak the truth. They failed before, and they will fail again. The void, I can see it approaching in their eyes.
By the hoary beard of Boreas, can it be? Does my brilliant frost beguile you? Could I be more explicit? This place is of your essence, of course. Alongside my opposite, the eternal fire. Those were times of great proportions. Your home, your rules, naturally. What would you like to know? Off to explore your abode, are you?
Are we doomed to a life without... Oh my word! Oh my heavens! A source hunter! Right you are, of course, Source Hunter. But I've a propensity for hyperventilation whenever I'm faced with my ultimate heroes.
Dear Starstone Commanders, I do apologize for this. That's right. These red little blighters appeared as out of nowhere when another one of the portals became active. Stumbled, yes! The exact word. A stab in the dark that I banned of? Why, I'm not one of them. But talk to them if you must hear their history. No, what I need is the sound of a symphony, a whiff and a swig of old tasty wine.
What a wonderful place this is. Now, that hoity-toity historian thinks he's so much better than... Right you are. Grab a drink, sit you down. We imps, you see, are a mixed breed of demons and some other long-forgotten race. We hail from the realm of Nemesis, where demons have ruled supreme since... Yes, well, in hindsight it wasn't. Here's what happened. In return for our fair share of demonic knowledge, all of us imps had to, fools that we were, we readily agreed, and thereby signed our way into slavery. For we had to do everything quite so. That's because one day, a particularly clever imp amongst us devised an escape plan. One night, as the demons lay sleeping after a most sordid orgy indeed, so all we do is run and hide ad nauseam. Eternal fugitives are we. You kind of got lost, to tell you the truth. That's right, you are. Grab we imps, we hate now. Yes, here's what fools that we quite so. One night, so all we do is run and hide.
I sense an eerie presence here.
Here, you do not disappoint. I knew you would come this way. No, you do not disappoint. Something you have our thankfulness, our eternal gratitude. Relent, guardians, relent.
Beauty? I wonder what he meant by that.
And I wonder why we had the thanks of those that long for the end of time.
I didn't expect to find the likes of you here. But you've changed quite considerably, I see. Yes, the divine is but a glimmer in the farthest yourself redone, of course. Your very parts and pieces reorganized into something simply. Butcher giving you dirty looks. Beggars spitting at your feet. I can certainly help you with that. I'd quite like to help you, my friend. But unless you've a mark of ability to spare, no deal can be struck. I'd quite like to help you, my friend. But unless you've got my autobiography will hardly serve you. What's far more relevant is what I see in you.
You're both here once more. Can you guess what's... Take a look. All your work has not been for naught. This last starstone you discovered has given the Weaver just what she needed to mend another tantalizing tidbit of long-lost history awaits us.
For millennia, the God Box was flanked by the two devoted guardians. But Astarte's playmate, a creature called the Trife, turned her attention to the forbidden box. I may know a way to destroy what's inside, hissed the scheming creature. Together, we can set the Guardians free. Open its lid, Astarte, and we can have a look together. Astarte trusted her friend and assented. She pitied the Guardians and welcomed a chance to free them. Let me help you, she whispered into the ear of one. I know your duty, but you both deserve a chance at freedom. Haven't you suffered enough of this chore? She asked the other. Look, your companion is free already. The Guardians, unaccustomed to such attention, started. She had planted a seed of curiosity within them, rekindled a desire that had, for eons, lain dormant. Slowly, they glanced at one another, and the Trife's trap was sprung.
I salute you, my master. Other elementals lie in wait until with a word you command them to action. And that is your final choice?
Yes, it is.
Yes, indeed. That is our final...
Thy will be done.
Source Hunter, I have heard the tale of Prontua. Do you not find it strange that the gods would allow mortals to volunteer for such responsibilities?
The way up! I wonder how much of a spark it takes to zap a human to vapor.
It gives me great pain to hear this, Source Hunter. How can life thrive where there is no freedom?
We were seduced then. Tricked into neglecting our duty for the briefest of moments.
All we did was glance at one another. If that's a sin, there's not an innocent in all the world.
True enough. We seem to be quite blameless for whatever may have transpired in the aftermath.
A bit drafty in here, isn't it? Are we near a vent?
Rocks and forest. This is a plane worthy of an earth elemental, all right.
Dearest guardians, how I rejoice at the sight of your growth. Oh, in the end you are like infants still. But you always were like children, weren't you? How foolish even the divines can be.
I do feel like a child, being kept in the dark about so many things.
I guess we'll have to find more Starstone and grow up.
The spirit of Father Nature came to me in a dream. Can't you tell? I'm the universe. You're the universe. We're all... I noticed you were bringing this place in close contact with the spirit of nature, and with utmost pleasure, my friend. The Earth's knowledge is meant to be shared. May the Earth...
Oh, and the empathy year. Every year, I said.
Guardians, a moment of your time. I have been pondering and brooding. Now, our foe is the void, of course. I think he still lives. The one that set it all in motion. Yes, him. It. The one who does not look quite like he used to. As a writer, I'm going to have to disagree with you there, but what we see here, in what was once your house, oh, he dwells somewhere. He must. It is a...
Not as much as it wants. Magic box? We won't fall for its tricks.
Aren't you going to leave?
How good of you to drop by. She told me you had grown, you know. That simpleton of a girl. I could have plucked out those dewy eyes of hers and thrown them into a... But enough of this. Small talk. Yes, I have been watching you. When you do, I'll be there, drawing circles in the skies.
Aggressive. We must be getting on his nerves. Excellent.
I'll never look at a fried egg in the same way ever again, though.
bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister. A stitch in time, eh, my friends?
Bloodstone, as powerful as it is sinister.
There you both are. How jolly. My friends, I see you found another starstone. If Astarte is the goddess of the source, and the void was contained in her very... But the tapestry has been rewoven.
With the Guardians distracted, Astarte lifted the lid of the God Box. What she saw was nothingness. Astarte had called forth the Void Dragon, whose sole purpose was to undo all creation. Caught off guard and terrified, the Guardians, sworn protectors, fled. But Astarte stood firm. She grabbed hold of the dragon and hurled it and herself into the reaches of the void. Here she battled the dragon for all eternity. For his deception, the Trife was cast out of the first creation. He fell to Rivellon, a monstrous creature unworthy of the realm of the gods. Since that terrible day, Source has been tainted by the presence of the Void. A once beautiful power has become corrupted, and those attempting to wield it often go mad in the process.
To leap through, who knows what wonder awaits you?
We may have been tricked into allowing Astarte to open the God Box, but we fled when faced with the Void once more. How could we have known what was to come?
You know what, Gray? Jokes. Who knows what wonder awaits you?
There's a seafaring atmosphere about this place.
And seafaring league.
Guardians. Oh, Guardians, I need you. You have to reach me. Starstones will pave the way.
Only Starstone can stay the Maelstrom now.
Alas, that the damnable stuff is hidden better than a leprechaun's pot of gold.
Ah, fancy finding you here. It's such a very small series of worlds after all. If I've said it once, I've said it 1,000 times. I'm just tidying up a bit, ensuring that all's running smoothly. Every gear well oiled, well, why not? It's an interesting sort of place, innit? And speaking of interesting sorts of places, you must have seen some fantastic things on your journey so far.
The mysterious stranger gives you a hard look, as though trying to discern something deep within your...
Okay.
Welcome, welcome, step right up. Browse these fine goods from far-flung... Oh, it seems like an eternity ago. It was Master Sixax himself who passed one long, or possibly very short summer by teaching me both today's special existential skeleton reassembly kits. Good day, good customer.
friends, we come to it at last. All of the missing threads have been rewoven, and the final mystery may at least reveal its... Let us watch.
The Guardians had failed. Source was tainted, the void was loosed, and all that stood between Rivellon and annihilation was Astarte herself. Overcome by guilt, they hoped to undo their failure by undoing reality itself. And so, they ripped their threads from the tapestry of time, so becoming unknown to history and unknowing of themselves for all eternity. As their threads fell to Rivellon like shooting stars, they hardened into crystals the people called Starstones.
So the souls within us intentionally tore themselves from the tapestry of time.
Perhaps it was the only honorable thing to do after the tragic opening of the God Box by Astarte.
Duty is honor, and honor is duty.
3 out of 4 have already been reinstated, and now the last of the elemental shall rejoin its illustrious masters.
This place is positively brimming with the surge of storm and lightning.
As good a place as any for an air elemental to set up shop.
Guardians, I ask of you, what are you doing? Why is it so difficult for you to accept that? Sit ye down. Rest. Be weary no longer. A blessing awaits beyond the end of time.
To be our friend, that word has truly lost all meaning.
A blessing awaits beyond the end of time. Death's blessing, yes, but no more.
Da-da-da! Oh my! Hello, forgive me. But... Oh, me? Sorry. I was just thinking about what it would be like if humans ate with their noses. Anyway, what were you asking? Oh, yes. I saw how breezy and blowy you'd made this place. I thought... Yes! Snort that spaghetti! Oh, pardon. Yes. So, you'd like to learn to gust with the best of them, would you? Have a look. Toodaloo!
My friends, to indulge an old imp. It is my solemn conclusion that you have been treated rather harshly, and that the harshest punishment of all was delivered unto you by your very own. For tell me true, what are humans worth, even if they ascend to the status of demigod? The demon abused a most primal emotion, and because of that, that emotion has been dubbed a weakness. So, chipper up, eh? Not like the near-impending end of all is entirely your...
At least Zigzag seems to think we Guardians aren't utter failures.
Bless his heart, for he is right. Doubt is not a blight, but a blessing.
I couldn't agree more. In fact, I'd go so far as to say we didn't fail at all. A chapel, and a truly beautiful one at that.
I have the feeling it is a...
O guardians in whose hands rests the fate of all, do not listen to him. Do not listen. First he seems to mock you. His desire has been long in the making. You have pieced yourselves back together, guardians. Rise up, guardians. Stand up. Come.
No, our enemies fear us.
And well they should. We'll hit the void in the jaw yet, and put a halt to its ceaseless devouring of...
By the sins of the seven, can it be? You, has time erased all memory of me? It is I, Alessa, the general who stood by your side when the Void Dragon first plagued our world, so 3 of us faced our foe that day. Only 2 lived to tell the tale. You stared the Void straight in the eye and saw oblivion reflected back at you. You broke, panicked, and it took me the very depths of my magic to rally you once more. Rally you I did, but I was spent, and the dragon did not hesitate.
Then let me beg your forgiveness for our breakdown, which cost you your life.
Indeed. We're sorry we failed you, Alessa. Praise be that you restored our courage.
There is nothing to be sorry about, Guardian. I did what had to be done. You did your duty and more. You gave up the rank of general to become something greater. Something Oh, how terrible it must have been to be betrayed. To hear Astarte whisper,
Yes, we were betrayed, and how?
Even the best can be brought low by trickery. It was treason that undid...
Yes, indeed. Treachery and deception. Such are the forces that stood against you. And where are they now, these allegedly all-powerful gods? Cowering in a distant universe, no doubt.
Our past. Another in a long line of the Void's wretched victims.
Come what may, we'll avenge them all.
You're home. Potions of great and incomparable strength, dear protector, as ever. During the Great War, you found
haunts me. Follows my vision like confused spots
Why,
after...
I see Master Zigzags has upgraded from his shabby little... Ha! Is that so? Well, I must say, it's no small relief to find myself in a... I believe the answer to that begins centuries ago. Ours was a family of born sorcerers, you see. Still, their meekness wouldn't save them from the source hunt. I am. But there is more to our kind than they teach at your academy. We sorcerers are like metal steeples. But what so many fail to understand is... Tell me, Source Hunter, in all your hours studying the arcane arts, did you ever hear, even once, that some of us were weak and gentle? That no. I doubt also that they'd mention that one day this hunt of yours would birth a broken... No, that would be going too far and eschewing my own responsibility. They came on a quiet morning. My mother was wild with fright and commanded me to hide myself and Leandra outside. We climbed high into the branches of a nearby tree, and before we could look away, the source hunters sauntered away, wiping their blades with pride. 2 more sorcerers dead, a job well done. From that moment on, everything was different. As we trembled in that tree, our fear and our desperation were so potent, we would survive, thrive even, within those woods. Leandra's capacity was enormous. Source didn't frighten her, and she delved into that dark... My sister and I were mired in a solitary existence. Witches among the trees when Leandra especially couldn't leave him be. Their days were spent on charms, hexes and the like. We were a content trio, the 3 of us, but as you know, Leandra and I were soul-forged. But it was me to whom he confessed his love. Those quiet evenings together had captured his heart, as they had mine. Her heart broke the moment we announced our new attachment, and I felt the pain of it as my connection to her. Our soul forge grew. We've a single order of business first, but first, we must learn more about Leandra's Source Hunter. You've learned so much already. I believe that our soul forge has been damaged. What she needs is a hand. My hand. I cannot condone the terrible things she's done. What's more, I sense a terrible force bearing down upon the bond between... If I could only repair the forge, I'm certain she'd put a stop... Gods, Death Knights, this is dreadful news. Fortunately, you're 2 steps ahead of my sister. So that's her plan. She intends to summon Astarte and the Void Dragon and overwhelm the goddess with an unstoppable army. Our mission is greater than us. Her plan must not succeed. Sister, what have you done? Would he? How might I serve our mission? Leandra. She desires to be Mother of the Void, though they be baptized in blood.
How can I help you, my friend? She knows of the wizard Zandalor and the fabled Temple of the Source. Ikara is key, Hunter. She knows... Ah, yes, that was a small fib on my part, I'm afraid. Zandalor is known as the Keeper of the Source, after all. And...
And with that, it's time to go spelunking for Tenebrium.
Assuming this Maradino actually knew his way around a spellbook, that is.
Well, I'll be a son of a troll. It's one of those big fairies without wings. A human. That means you must be looking for Maradino. Nothing. Wouldn't want to spoil the surprise. I'm just small as stature, but I'm the maturest troll you'll ever see. Well, he's very conscientious of, for just like the tides will sweep away their sand battlements, so the king is bound to lose count. And just interrupt him though, and like a child you'll throw a tantrum. Remember, if the king or any of his guards so much as see you, they'll...
Careful, friends. The great, beautiful trolls of this cave have cursed it with knee-weakening magic.
Without count, who I am? Rich troll, yeah. But what that mean? I know. I count a... Attack!
How many eyes does a boy
are you, fairy? Marady, remember, is the king.
I am on the trail, Source Hunter.
To the homestead, then.
Ready to advance, ready to defend. What can I do for you, comrade? The very same, comrade. It's a blessing he didn't recognize me. The last thing I'd hoped to do on this journey was disappoint you. But my past screams louder than a parrot with its tail. Onward, shield to shield, comrade.
Well, it isn't so. Pleasure, my liege, pleasure. Oh, we're nobody. Nobody and nobody's, my liege. No, no. What a very strange question. I hadn't considered it myself, but I suppose... I do suppose that if the door were wide open like that, I suppose...
Let us out of here! Please free me! Damn this cellar of death! Damn on! Oh, it's no use. Traveler! Friend! Yes, traveler, yes! You seemed a gentle soul. Oh, traveler, I came from my home in Sicil to this, but I saw terrible things. Of that I dare.
Oh, it's no use. It's no use at all.
It's no use at all. I won't survive this damp much longer. Then let us out of here. No, it's no use. It's no use at all. Free me. Free me. Free me. Let us out of here.
Come to think of it.
Seven have mercy on your soul.
Sort of cozy, come to think of it. No, no. At least there aren't any demons about. At least there aren't any of those.
Free me. Damn this cellar and let us out of here. Please. Let us out of here. Please.
Open.
Oh, it's no use.
Open. What do I do?
Open. Open. It's no use at all. Free me. Free me. I won't survive this damp much longer. Free me. Free me. Damn this cellar of death. Damn this cellar of death. I won't survive this damp much longer. Free me. No, it's no use. Damn this cellar of death. Damn this.
Let us out of here. Damn our knees.
Let us out of here.
Oh, goddesses. Goodness.
Tell whoever locked me in there where to stick their enlightenment. Thanks.
Anybody home? Anybody home?
Hey, you! Come on! I know you must have some way of getting a big lug like myself from out of this cell. Source hunters know all. Hey, you! Come on! I know you must have some way of getting a big lug like myself from out of this cell. Source hunters... Oh, I've been here since I was but a wee lad. To stretch your limbs after a long stint in a slammer. It's almost as fine as bashing in the skulls of those who jailed you. Hey, you! Come on! Hey, you! Come on! Oh, I've been here since Ruth or...
A strange place to keep attached to the schoolhouse.
That's the least of the troubling oddities about this. Believe in her wisdom. We must trust that she does not name lost ones arbitrarily. No. We must remember that a lost one's enemy...
The deer casts a fearful glance at you, with great sadness in its eyes. The deer...
No sooner have you spoken to the mute deer, the sorcerer at work. I know it. Hunt, find, slay. Why not important? Another note reads. So...
Look at all the red...
You have paid your stipend, my friend. The bridge is yours. Now...
Have a nice day, sir.
By the looks of things, it seems we're heading towards Hunter's Edge. The town where I was stationed before I met you lot. Before we get there, Well, it started like any other day, comrade. There hadn't been a peep from the Phantom Forest in nearly a century, and save the occasional drunken orc wandering in from the west, there was nothing for it. I was on patrol one sunny afternoon when I stumbled upon a pair of scrawny orcs building a fire. Bellowed at 'em to get, but they went for their swords, and what I did was find a deep red, apple-sized gemstone in one of their pockets. You and I both know that now, but then my senses were dulled by the years of peace. I'd grown soft. I was foolish. I figured it to be an Their kind never did take a shining to such finery. So all was peaceful back at the village. Night had only just begun to fall when they surrounded us. Those of us who resisted were immediately cut down. I made myself promise that night, comrade. It's a promise I intend to keep. We, the villagers and myself. Slowly, she approached me and leaned close. I was a thief, she said. I'd taken something dear. That's right, comrade. And I was soon to find she brought forth one of her soldiers. A larger orc I'd never seen, and he was covered in black, gleaming armor. She made me watch. She sent villager after me. I could do nothing, comrade. I couldn't save them. Don't you see it's already over? Don't you see it's too late? No. All that's left in Hunter's Edge is a debt to be paid.
Southeast to Hunter's Edge, north to incomparable suffering. Well then.
Southeast it is. For now, at least.
Say it once more.
troll toll! Can't you count, you bloody walrus? 3 guards and 3 heads of slaves. Do you make cows pay toll too? You hold on now! One whelp at a time! You'll pay your toll soon as I'm through knocking this loudmouth back in line. The fool thinks he can slip 6 warm bodies past Rumble for... If I've said it once, I've said it more times than a troll can count. Warm bodies do not people make. We are 3 immaculates and 3 slaves, and I won't empty my pocket over chattel.
Calmer heads ought to prevail here. Let's simply pay the toll for all concerned and move on.
We can spare the gold after all.
Oh, the gentle tinkling of gold! Intoxicating! Do pass, Skullbearer, and... No wonder you came to my aid. I see you have an immaculate amulet, the very same as mine. The goddess does bless us with good friends and good fortune during our times of need. Hide to the village ahead and rest yourself among your kin, but do take care. Only those in possession of our holy amulets may enter.
Go on, march!
I would have preferred death to this.
Jingle, jingle, precious gold. The king will be pleased indeed.
This is it! This may be our only chance! Run!
Eternal silence awaits you.
The hen who shares her feed receives a greater second helping.
Careful! I've spotted a trap.
This spleen getting lodged in here. Oh there. A word of warning, Wanderer, before you continue on your immaculates. Orcs and humans both have taken Hunter's Egg. Long as you live in the limbo between coming and going, though, why not have a look at what I have? Yeah! Well, don't go round angering immaculates if you want to keep your vitals, though perhaps it won't be very long before they have a stab at one another's vitals. I know the weapons of which you speak. I've even hidden away a piece of one myself. Can't say I remember who I was before the change came over me. Geez, an especially bright one, you know. Most necromancers can only revive a dead corpse into an... These days, most undead are busy haunting Syceal or picking the way in the Lucula mines. But I keep a low profile and stay out of sight. Haven't been bothered by an immaculate yet, and I hope to keep it that way. Is that one of them lovely bay water? Well, alarm. Just a few yards of intestine.